Welcome back to Web API tutorials. Please follow our channel in WhatsApp. Also notice that there is a Git repository created for this tutorial, and also there is a WordPress blog running for this channel. In this video, we are going to decode the entity framework structure. Entity framework basically works based on the ORM structure. ORM is nothing but object relational mapping. So there will be equivalent objects created for the database objects in our application. Okay, so there is an application left side and right side. You can see the DB server. So DB server has one database. If you want to use this database in your application with entity framework, you need to create a DB context file. Okay, for every database you want to consume, you need to create DB context file for that particular DB. You can name this DB context file with any name. So there is no predefined or particular name for this context file. So I have used database name before the context. I have used it like a DB1 context. You can name it also like sample DB context or demo DB context or anything. So it's up to the user. And if you want to use another database, suppose DB server has another database. If you want to use that second database also in your application, you have to create another context file for that second database. So you cannot use same context file for multiple databases. Okay, so you have to use separate context files for each DB. So next, there is a database in the DB server. If you want to consume that inside our application using entity framework, we have discussed we need a DB context file. Okay, DB context file or class. So this is at the database level. So let's dig deep into the database. So database has one table called student. So this student table will be represented in DB context as a DB set. Okay, here you can see DB set is created with a student class. So there will be a student class created. So we will add that student class to the DB context as a DB set. Okay, so right side name you can see students. That name is up to you. You can put any name for that. And if your DB has another table called courses, so you need to add one more DB set in your DB context. So you can see there is a courses class created, and with the help of that courses class we have created a DB set. Okay, this is how we will create the classes in our C# application for entity framework. So now I have explained it from the database point of view. So if you are going to use DB first approach, then you need to build the database first. Okay, so database first, DB and tables or store procedures, whatever you want. So you need to build all the database objects first. Then you need to generate the DB context files inside application if you are using DB first approach. But first we are going to do code first approach, then DB first approach. So in code first approach, we will create the DB context file and classes for each table, student and courses, and we are going to add DB sets into the DB context file. With the help of this DB context file, we will generate the database. Okay, so first we are going to see the demos for code first approach, then database first approach. So after building the DB context, so we can start consuming that DB context in our application using LinkU queries. Let's start building the code first approach of entity framework in our application. For more videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.